Go out to a well site and they said, well, you remember, said, you were here when your daddy drilled that well over yonder?
Oh, yeah.
And I said, yeah. And of course I had people for 5 years call me Mr. Poole. I didn't care what they called me as long as they called me. But that was... He was giving all his work, his service work and pumps. He had somebody putting pumps in under contract, but he was giving all the service work away. And I'd sit there and listen to him, oh, you need to call so-and-so. And we get 4 or 5 calls every day for service. And I finally told him, I said, listen, you can't be doing that. I've got to have that business when I buy this business. So he said, well, who's going to do it? I said, I'll do it if you'll help me. And of course, I didn't know anything about the service business, but he went with me and we crawled under houses together, and really that's how we got started in the service and the pump business.
I remember a story of down around Benson. You went down on I don't know, it might have been a Saturday afternoon or something other for these 2 ladies that had a well up on the hill behind the house.
Right.
And the pump was set like 360 feet, and Dad didn't, of course, I don't even know if we had a pump puller machine at the time, and you went out there and pulled it by hand, and while you were pulling the pump out, the lady was wiping your forehead. She was just wiping your forehead about getting the pump out. And I'll never forget that story, because I said, Dad, how in the world did you pull that? He said, I pulled it out by hand, and the lady wiped my brow while I was pulling the pump out. And honestly, I think we've been back since then and pulled that pump out, and the lady was there and said, I'm sure I'm glad you got a machine, because the man that come out here last time had to pull it by hand and I had to wipe his brow. So
and the funny thing about NW is what he used as directions were landmarks.
Yeah.
In other words, that service call you're talking about, he said, go down there past PJ's Grocery and it's on the right. Well, I didn't know anything about PJ's Grocery. But there's a PJ's Grocery and a PJ's Garage.
Yeah.
So it took me an hour to find the site once I got down there, because I'd call him back on the radio, and you know, he got frustrated with me because I didn't know about PJ's Grocery.
Yeah. Yeah, and man, technology's changed in that regards, because now you can, you know, with your phone in your pocket, you can push it in and be there in no time. You know? And a lot of the paperwork is now done, you know, digitally, and you know, we take pictures of the job and we can send them back to the customer before and afters and stuff like that, and that it's been very helpful in that regards.